What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video from Jairo Morales and the Grind Fitness Training Systems. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Okay, so today we're going to talk about neuromuscular fatigue, how to keep mechanics sharp under pressure. So what do I mean by mechanics? Mechanics means that your technical ability for whatever combat sport you have, whatever that looks like, you want to keep that as clear as possible when you're under duress, which is what combat sports is. Okay, so neuromuscular fatigue, what it does is it actually changes the way your body moves and the way your joint functions. So why is that? Okay, so you got to first understand what is neuromuscular fatigue. What does that mean? It's like it's a big long word, but everybody understands what fatigue is. Neuromuscular just means that it's a breakdown in communication between the nervous system, the electrical system of the body, and your muscles, which in turn leads to slow reaction time, poor coordination, and reduced motor unit recruitment. Basically, you start moving like crap. That's what happens. All of us have seen it. Your traps start doing this. Your head starts going forward. You start leaning. That's not just fatigue. It's also your neuromuscular system also getting fatigued. So here's some examples, some additional examples. How does it alter your mechanics? Your knees cave in during sprawls and shots, which can increase your risk of injury. And then shoulders, which I already told you, shoulders elevate when you're striking. Again, which also can create other muscle imbalances, which also can cause like chronic discomfort. So why does it matter? Because poor mechanics is wasted energy and faster fatigue. So again, I've made a bunch of videos about this, about alignment, about joint centration. The idea is that you want to get, I tell people it should feel pretty. So whatever combat sport you do, or whatever you're doing, whether you're lifting, whatever movement you're doing with the body, it should feel pretty. I don't know how else to describe that. Like there's a sensation that you get when you do a particular activity, whatever it is, whether it's a squat, whether it's a kick, whether it's a jab. There'll be a moment where you'll do it and you're like, wow, that felt really nice. That's when you make it feel pretty. That's basically having good mechanics. Poor mechanics, you're wasting energy and you fatigue faster. If you have constant tension because your neuromuscular system is gassing out in your traps, you're burning more energy to keep that tension. You're going to fatigue faster, which in turn increases your risk of injury because your joints are not aligned. This is why this matters. And then at the same time, your skills, stuff that you've been practicing, stuff that you know how to do starts breaking down. In other words, you're telling your body to do something and it just doesn't do it properly. That's neuromuscular fatigue. Very few of us have felt that, but those that have felt it, it tests the soul, if that makes sense. Because there's nothing worse than that neuromuscular fatigue on top of just other things fatiguing. Now, when it comes to training, you got to think of it this way: it's quality over quantity. Now, this goes for grappling, it goes for wrestling, it goes for striking. It's like how you practice is how you fight. It's kind of the same concept here. Okay? Now, you got to strengthen endurance of your stabilizers. So a lot of isometrics, a lot of planks, a lot of hip bridge holds, a lot of anti-rotation holds, a lot of single leg holds, a lot of isometrics is going to benefit your whole neuromuscular system, okay? Then on top of that, you got to make sure that you're doing, which I have another video of this in my YouTube channel, so look for it. It's called Energy Systems Training to Match the Fight. Basically, when you're training in the gym, it should mirror how training is on the mat or in the ring or whatever it is that you do, okay? And then the very last one is you're going to do technical drills under control fatigue. Wow, how would I The best example is I can think of is like in wrestling where you're doing drills where you're each going like that flow state where you're each going like at a little bit of like that 50 to 60% of effort, both directions. So I go for a double leg takedown. He goes for a sprawl slash crossface. And either one time he lets me take him down, another time he doesn't let me take him down. So that way you're having where you're getting tired because you're moving, but you're being super technical. Does that make sense, guys? So these are things that you got to incorporate in order for you to help out the neuromuscular system so that you're less likely to get fatigued when you fight. All right, guys? Thanks for watching. As always, shoot me a comment if you have any questions. If you haven't signed up for my program, I don't know what you're doing. You need to sign up for the program. If not, I'll see you in the next video.